For today's cup of coffee, I'm riding solo. And the reason that is that youngest kid yesterday had to have a beloved pet euthanized. And so he's a very tender-hearted kid, and there's nothing wrong with that. We need more gentleness of spirit in our world today. And, you know, that's a hard choice that anybody ever has to make, is to have an animal euthanized. And most people out there, unless you've never had an animal, you know, have maybe had to have that choice that, or the animal may have passed on its own. But kids still in the grieving process. And it takes him a while. I think it takes anyone a while, especially when they do have such a gentle spirit as he does. And I had thought of many different topics that I could do tonight, but this is something that he and I had discussed prior to the event, and that is, do animals have souls? And do they go to heaven? And there's different belief systems, so I'm just, speaking from a believer point of view. And even within the Christian community, my God, that is a fractured belief system that is just ridiculous. And this one says, no, they don't. They don't have a soul. They don't have a spirit. They're not conscious of self, anything like that. I think that they're more conscious and more aware, and probably are higher level beings than a lot of humans, because a lot of them don't go out and commit random acts of violence and such. Within the traditions that believe in reincarnation, we know that there are some schools of thought that people can reincarnate as animals. So, we don't know. Personally, I believe that as far as scripture, where it says that God will give us the desires of our hearts, why would that not include the animals that we have loved being there waiting for us when we cross over? So, and I would like to have your thoughts on this also. There's no clear-cut answer, because there have been those that have had the near-death experiences. I don't know that I remember anyone. Of course, it's not like I have heard everyone that had a near-death experience, but I don't know that anyone has said anything about pets during their near-death experiences. But I think it was just a matter of the awareness of self in another dimension that sort of, took over every other kind of thought. I know that the animals, they have spirits. Of course, I'm one of these, I believe that everything has a spirit. Even if it's a rock, it's there. It has a frequency, it has a vibration, so that it has purpose. And where we have become the cat haven, even with the new one that showed up the other day, how we view that is that God sent these animals to us, and that we do the best that we can with them, to honor them and to take care of them, because that's part of our belief, is that we are supposed to be caretakers of the animals, of the earth, of the people, to try to help them as they are presented to us, to do the best that we can with what we have. So, yeah, this is an espresso shot, because, like I said, little, kid is grieving. Say a prayer for him if you would. Anytime that someone has the death of an animal, that's a family member. I have never understood the attitude of some people that whatever creature is disposable, or that they don't deserve to live, as far, and I know I'm not vegetarian. I've done that. I've done the vegan thing. I do believe that there are animals that are gifted to us as food, but even they are not supposed to suffer during, the harvesting process. But we've all known people that are just so remarkably cruel that they will purposefully do something to hurt or harm or kill an animal. If somebody will do that to an animal, they will do it to a people. So those are the ones that you need to look out for. And are they really people, or do they just look like people? Because we've got a lot of those amongst us. Remember that reptilians are cold-blooded. so I don't put much past them. So just say a prayer for him. If you've got pets, love them, because most of their lifespans are shorter than ours, and so every day matters. And if you've got tiny, pets, like the hamsters or the guinea pigs, or if you do have lizards or whatever, each day counts. And so make the most of it. If you don't have a pet, if you are one of these that's concerned that you will get too emotionally attached, it's okay, because the alternative is to remain emotionally distant. And yes, when something you love dies, it hurts. It hurts like hell. But that means that you've been given a heart of compassion, and those hearts break. And that's all right, because that's what, Christ's heart broke too. Better to have that than a heart of stone. If you haven't thought about getting a pet, maybe you should, because the shelters are filled with, little animal babies, little fur babies that need a good home. And especially if you know somebody that's older, do not gift anybody a pet until you've talked with them. Because some people are not capable of caring for them, either emotionally, physically, whatever. But if you know somebody that might be interested, discuss with them. Go into a local shelter or whatever, and adopting a pet. If you're an animal, I don't want to say parent, owner, cohabitator is more like it. Be a responsible one, spay, neuter, any of those things. That's just like the little girl that showed up here, had spoken with the vet yesterday, and it's like, we don't know anything about her. She's about that age, but she's not going out to, she won't go outside. So within the next week or two, she will have an appointment made to be spayed, because we don't need other kitties going around making other kitties that don't have a forever home. So, do pets go to heaven? I believe they do. And you're free to comment in the section appropriate for that. And it was an espresso shot, but it was very much a needed discussion. It would have been more lengthy had youngest kid been here. But I'm not going to wake him up at this point to have him join in on this. He does have a tendency to have migraines, and stress does make those worse. So I'm going to let the kid sleep. He was up half the night. So prayers always, our family, and we do pray for you all, because you are loved and you are appreciated. And we're glad you're on the planet. Anybody that takes the time to watch these, to listen to these, to give us a comment, to throw a prayer our way, you're appreciated. So if you've got experiences with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you've got local, regional, or family myths or legends, if you have a prayer request, send us an email to cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and like, share, subscribe. And God love him, Gray Death from Odyssey, he's like, we don't subscribe, we follow. So you all can follow us. I don't know why. Hopefully we ain't going to lead you into a ditch. Hopefully we lead you into thinking about things from a different perspective. But give us an update if you don't care. And we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.